Alright, what's up friends? Welcome back to Battle Brothers. Season 18 is it now? Man, I've been so keen to play. It has been 5 or 6 weeks since the end, or no, even longer, maybe like 2 months since the end of our last campaign, so it's been a nice little break and I'm keen to get back into it. Thank you all for submitting your names. If you haven't submitted a name yet and you want to get involved, leave a comment here, although if you wouldn't mind, I'd prefer it if you left it on the season announce video just before this, but it doesn't really matter too much. So here are the names and the order in which they will be added. The first up, we've got Ewo, Michael Stubbs, Leofric, Alvarin, Paul Lisco, Clovis, Fei Long, David Ironheart, Jungian, Padden Fane, Finn, Teddyglitch, Mazuma, Bobbins, Malice Wonderland, Arnar, Kremenko, Silius Sodus, Heinrich Deadeye, Elandarion, Baushi, Tobert Schlongens, Leothan, Zalio, Brother Moti, and Itchy Bum Ninja. Best name ever though, Itchy Bum Ninja. So before we jump in, I want to show you guys a couple of things that I've taken from an offline campaign that I did shortly after the Warpigs, because I wanted to test a bunch of things. Primarily I wanted to test the viability of dualists, and I can ignore the fact that this guy has some terrible debuffs here, but so here's the leveling order I went with, at least on this guy, on this hammer dualist. I had to take Colossus, which meant I had to end up skipping quick hands, which caused so many problems, because like normally with almost anyone on the front line, you want to start with a kite shield when there's crossbow bolts flying at you. But that then means you hit the front lines, no quick hands, so you have to spend half of your AP putting the kite shield away. Anyway, long story short, dualists are better earlier than raiders. They do more damage, they quote unquote come online earlier. But they don't have the top end, they don't have the horsepower in terms of damage of the two-handed weapons. Now, Arnulf, with his dualist build on this hammer, he does, so, let's see, so destroys more armor, so 25, so 75% of the damage ignores armor, so 75% of 37 to 50 goes straight through armor, which means that he's hitting for, good lord, 30 to 40 every swing, straight through armor, which is amazing. He almost always inflicts a wound every swing, even on like an orc warrior. It's incredible. But the problem is he just doesn't do the damage of a two-handed weapon user, even like a greatsword. And you don't have the utility of attacking the back line and hitting 3 people. So he gets 2 swings on 1 target, or 1 swing on 2 targets, which is 2 hits. But with a greatsword, he can do a triple swing, that's 3 targets, so it's 3 times 85. That's like 330 damage in the top end, whereas this doesn't do more than 100, so it's like it's a third of the damage of a greatsword. So some of my other duelists are leveled a bit differently. Here I got quick hands, which is nice. So we've got 45% of 56 to 62 ignores armor and does more damage, but long story short, it's just not as good as raiders. Another thing I tested was crossbowmen, because you may remember that we tended to go for 4 archers in our backline. In this playthrough, and I think I'm going to start doing this in others, instead of 4 archers, we'll do 2 archers and 2 crossbowmen. I found the crossbowmen to similarly come online a lot earlier and be more effective earlier, but I found them to be super effective in those prolonged civil war fights against the enemy footmen who have walls of heater shields. Your crossbowmen tend to hit those guys quite easily. The other nice thing is it allows you to give, didn't do it on these guys, but your archers, if I can just find something here in the leveling order, maybe I'll give up fearsome and take executioner, because your crossbowmen shoot first at a target, almost invariably wound them, and then the archers get to leverage that with executioner. The other cool thing is, well, the guys who I had as crossbowmen died in this one, but it's because those 2 are Fletchers. But earlier on, 2 of my crossbowmen here, one was a killer on the run and the other one was a juggler, which gave them the increased chance to hit head. And I generally don't mind buying those 2 classes in the early game to put them on the front line. They lack a bit in fatigue, but they can be quite good. And if it just so happens that you get a juggler or a killer on the run with nice range skill, they make amazing crossbowmen because you give them headhunter. And like a killer on the run will have a 35% base chance to hit the head. So with a crossbow, long story short, I was staggered at the amount of enemies that you can one-shot with a crossbow to the head, even through a helmet. Because a lot of the enemy classes don't actually have steel brow. So that's pretty cool. We're going to be trying that. So the other thing to think about was what we're going to name this group of miscreants. And I quite like the Dawnbringers. And I quite like this banner with the nice little gloved fist on it. Late game crisis, random as usual. I'm tempted to say war because war is the most profitable early on. But as always, we like to leave that to randomness. Map seed, random. And we'll go expert everything and low just to make it a bit harder. The previous campaigns, economic was veteran and starting was medium. But fuck that, let's make ourselves suffer. So, what about the DLCs coming soon? I think we'll decide as and when they get released whether or not it means that we should restart this campaign. I'm going to lean towards saying no, but we'll make that decision once we have a chance to actually look at the DLC. I'm also going to do my best to do short little breakdown videos of the DLC, giving my thoughts as soon as they're out, so I hope you guys will check those out. Right, back into it. Playing Battle Brothers again. Hooray! I can't wait to see what passives I've gotten on my guys. No passives there. Irrational, quick is, that, I'm not crazy about that. And I hate superstitious. That is terrible starting passives for our starting guys. God, that's not good. Ow, damn it. Okay, our crossbowmen can't seem to hit anything. Seriously? That's not a promising start. Although this two-handed axe guy is kicking ass. The irony. Righto. So, who's first? Ewo. Now, Ewo, this is something else that I've learned from our offline playthrough. So, historically, I was taking a sergeant on the back line and then a bannerman, both of them using pikes, and then I'd swap in that pikeman when I needed a second archer. But, and I think this is especially true given the DLC is going to be bringing in those witches, which are going to need to be stun locked. When we have 7 guys up front, 2 of them are going to need to be mace specialists. And Ewo will be a sergeant who will be a mace specialist who will dip into rally the troops and fortified mind. I might even give him shield expert. Now I'm going to compromise with his damage output a little bit, so he won't be taking fearsome, killing frenzy or berserk, but his job is just to hold the front line in those fights where it's needed and to stun lock people to allow the other 5 guys to go to work. So Sergeant Ewo, I like the 57 accuracy at level 1. So Ewo was the first one. Michael Stubbs. This dude is always a raider, given that he's got stars in melee skill and melee defense. I am tempted, honestly, to make him a mace specialist as well, just so that you have 2 guys with a pretty good start early on with nice accuracy to stun lock dangerous enemies. But the fact that he's got a star in melee defense and 2 in melee skill, and that is such a rare combination, I think it's worth it, because it happens fairly commonly that you'll get someone with stars in melee skill but none in defense. And that's fine, because your sergeants or your mace specialists are going to have shield expert, which obviously offsets that. Right, let's take a look at this map. Immediately, I don't like how the bottom half of the map is all split up by these islands. It's also super rare that, look, this one house is almost entirely taken over the southern part of the map. House Kaltenborn. House Berengar only has 2 cities. This is a weird map. Man, if the first event is Civil War, I can see House Kaltenborn just entirely taking over the entire map. Weird. Farming village, settlement. I'm just looking to see where the farming villages are, because those are going to be the most important for us in the early game. Because I want to hire as many farmers as possible. Village. Don't keep. Wooden mott. Large, so village. Small buildings, nearby mines. Okay. What a weird map. At least Altenhof is near a swamp, so we should be able to pick up a few cultists here. Yes, we have unfinished business. First things first, we always need shields up front. We always need pitchforks for the back line. I want to try to get 6 guys up front. I don't like day tailors or rat catchers. Those are terrible classes. What I really want in the beginning game is brawlers because of their extra melee skill, and farmhands because of their fatigue and hit points. Nope, that's too expensive, that's too expensive. Miners are obviously awful. Not a great start, I gotta say. So this is all for the back line. Frontline wise, we've got the shields we need, but we're still super low. Low on weapons and armor. Wow, what a terrible, terrible start. Large spread out village. Let's see what we can find there. $1,300. I still need to buy some spears for the front line. Not looking good so far. Well, the 2 backline pitchfork users can just wear whatever rags they have. A thief? I don't mind. We'll hire Hakon. The melee defense, resolve, hit points. Terrible melee skill. Sakes. He'll end up being a sword raider. Okay, hard start. Who's next? Leo Frick, another veteran. And so Hartwig is actually going to be a archer or crossbowman. I think 52 starting. Yeah, that's archer territory. Next. Elverin. Elverin will be a sword raider. So this doesn't look like a good start. But let me tell you, okay, Optimist is nice. 2 stars in Resolve, you might think Bannerman, but 36 is too low. With some of the other classes, you can start with like 50 Resolve. Now, as bad as this looks, you might think, oh wow, he's never going to hit anything as a raider, but we'll take Gifted on him. So level 1 will be Student, Colossus, Gifted, and then between Gifted and the plus to hit chance from a sword, he should be okay. The other option is I could just make him a shield breaker. In fact, he might be a good candidate as a shield breaker because he'll be beefy, not going to have the best fatigue or the best melee skill, but melee skill matters less when you're breaking shields. One thing I must point out that I'm going to do differently with my shield breakers. Now, if you remember how we did it with the war pigs, I would make guys with range skill my shield breakers because they're using 2-handed weapons a lot and they are vulnerable to archer fire. But bear in mind, on my shield breakers and even my billmen, we were taking quick hands. And we were taking rotation to swap out guys in the front line. But then what would happen was your backline guy wouldn't have melee skill, melee defense, and he'd get chopped to pieces once he's swapped out. But hey, we've got quick hands. So your shield breaker, or whoever it is on the back line, can just start with the shield out or a kite shield to give him some range defense. And then once the battle starts, he quick hands to his weapon and he goes to work. That then lets you level up melee defense, and he's not so vulnerable when he goes to the front line. Elverin. Honestly, I'm leaning towards Shieldbreaker, but he doesn't have the fatigue for it. I don't know. We can make the decision later. I don't want another thief. He's 13 at level 1, so he's greedy, and that's too expensive. Vagabonds get plus fatigue, but they don't have great stats. I really want to hold out and see if I can't pick up a farmer. The weapons and armor for the front line is looking pretty terrible so far. Lord, am I going to have to buy a bludgeon? I think I am. I feel like I need at least one more frontline guy, but that means I've got to buy a weapon, shield, armor, head armor. Okay, so that is all for the next backline guy. So for the next frontline guy, need lots of stuff still. He's got a shield. He needs a dagger. Oof. Now I need head armor and body armor, and I've got to hire someone. It's going to be tight, but we can probably afford it. Some huts and small buildings. Mines is going to be terrible. If we don't find anyone hireable here at Wiesenwacht, we'll just go hire that day tailor. It's nice to find that little hut. Finding these huts with the fewest enemies in, it's pretty important, because when it comes time to do those ambitions, we can do them fairly easily. Okay, give me some weapons and armor. Come on. God, that sucks. Okay, 220 for a farmhand. A bit more than I want to pay, but... Oh, no. I mean, his initiative and his fatigue are awesome, and his mini defense. I'm just thinking that if anyone could use taunt, it could be someone with that amount of fatigue and at least a star in defense. The stars in initiative are frankly wasted. He's going to be able to wear super heavy armor at least. I've got to hire another guy. This is a shield breaker, I think. Paul, let's go. What a dreadful start we are off to. Need some sort of armor for this guy in the front. Nothing to be had. Nothing at all. Extra fatigue. Extra fatigue. No. I'm gonna have to hire that vagabond, I think. Ugh. I also don't feel like I can afford to go too far afield to try to find someone else. What we really needed was some trade goods. We could have bought cheap to flip for a profit, but that obviously hasn't happened. Okay, good. So stars in melee skill and in fatigue. The resolve points, I wish those stars were in melee defense, but okay, so this looks like a perfect mace specialist because he doesn't have stars in melee defense, so he'll benefit from a shield. Okay, that's surprisingly good for a traveler. I mean, for a vagabond. Who's next? Clovis. We need some sort of armor. Look at that, 48 no stars, 47 no stars. That is dreadful. Well, we'll have them use big axes and break shields in the meantime. But I can see us replacing those guys as soon as we're able. That is absolutely dreadful. I've got 413 gold. I'll need at least some decent body armor. Oh, Castle Wolfenstein. Bloody brigands. I feel like we're already feeling the effects of the increased economic difficulty. Ugh, God. Who's our best fighter here? It's got to be Michael Stubbs. Actually, I'm going to put the Fangshire. Just because it's 60 head points of armor. Points of head armor. Use your words, Stobbie. That is a pretty dreadful starting group. But hey, it's meant to be hard in the beginning. I don't think we can even afford to get around to drinks. No drinks. Yes. Afternoon, so we've just paid the lads. Maybe I could have, but nah. Okay. Now, is this going to be a daytime or a nighttime fight? Nighttime. I really hate that straw hat, it looks terrible. Look at this, 2 of my guys on the front line only have 30 points of head armor. It's no bueno. At least these lads aren't wearing any head armor. Ooh, that's a nice dagger. Oh, nice. Good shot, Ewo. Gonna try kill this guy before he gets any stabs off. Nice. So good. Now we weren't able to get a fishing net for Hogarth, which is frustrating, but it's not uncommon this early on. Fishing nets being expensive, obviously. Great shot, Alvarin. Ledge. Verified ledge. Yeah, at least Hogarth's morale is going to shatter really quick. Okay, so far Alvarin is being a beast. Even with his crap little 48 aim. No frick. Get him! Nice! Okay, can we stun lock him? Nice. I don't want him fleeing. There where you are. Give me your weapons and armor. Nice. This could be just what we needed for the start. Yeah, off you go, little bitch. I need to remind myself that overconfidence is a slow and insidious killer. And by that I'm referring to this phenomenon I have a lot where I would have just come from playing a high-level group of brothers and then starting a new game. And you kind of forget just how crap your guys are in the beginning and how vulnerable you are as a brand. And how you have to be super, super, super careful and defensive in the early game. Until at a minimum you have your entire front line at like level 4, you should not be fighting raiders by yourself, even if it's like half raiders, half thugs. The enemy raiders will just cut you to ribbons. Michael Stubbs as a raider. I think I can skip fast adaptation for him. I might just pick up Colossus, but then Colossus means I'm not going to be taking some other offensive skill. But I think he doesn't have stars and hit points, so let's just get it up to 75 quick as we can. Frick with the +4, yeah buddy. Want him leveling quick as possible as an archer. Oof, we needed that armor. Still need head armor though. 56, so we'll use that. I like these little bludgeons, they were nice. Being able to stun nerds is quite important. Let's see, that's correct. So, considering what a dreadful starting 6 we got, that was a good battle. Well done, men. Okay, I'll keep it in mind. So, lads, this season I'm going to try to keep episodes to around about the 35 to 45 minute mark. But being as though we're kicking off the season with this episode here, we'll make this a nice hour-and-a-half episode. So, what are my priorities? Tempting, but I want to keep headhunting farmhands. Hunt these monsters down, pay us more, sure. Die wolves, 3 of them. Let's head up to Eidviksborg, because there is a stone watchtower, which is quite likely to get us back up. It's only 3 direwolves, but remember these little fuckers attack 3 times each, so that's 9 direwolf attacks coming at us every turn. And when everyone's still level 1 in cloth armor, this type of battle against direwolves can turn south so quickly. No. No, 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 no. Help! Ah! Fuck! Okay, better height advantage, thank goodness. Okay, so just 2 of them to fight. Oh, good blocking, Michael Stubbs. A couple headshots and we're gonna have dead brothers. Now am I better off attacking the uninjured or just finishing off the one that's fleeing and hope it'll make them shatter their morale? I think I'm better off going for the morale break. I can hit the fucker. Oh, that's big. Ewo, what a legend. Lads! Boys, what is this? I know they're quite dodgy, but for fuck's sake! Oh god, we needed that. Lofric, anytime you want to hit a crossbow shot. Anytime, buddy. Whenever you're ready, you just go right ahead. No pressure or anything. So these wolf pelts are making me think about the upcoming change to crafting. And I saw in a screenshot there that you could actually actively turn wolf pelts into armor, which I think is going to be huge for the early game. Now, I don't think I covered the fact that one thing I learned from my offline campaign is sergeants and bannermen. Now, you might have noticed in previous campaigns I would have a bannerman as a pike user on the backline and a sergeant as a similar pike user also on the backline who would only fight when there's geists or whatnot. But one thing I did in my offline campaign, which I really liked and I'm going to start doing is, and bear in mind the fact that I think of us 7 up front, you need to have at least 2 be mace specialists, especially when you consider the way the game's going to change with those witches that are going to mind control. I think having 2 mace specialists is pretty much mandatory. So my sergeant will be a mace specialist who obviously dips into rally the troops and fortified mind and is largely defensive. He doesn't take things like berserk, or I should say he won't have perk points for berserk and that type of stuff. But he's just there to be a solid frontliner, maybe even with shield expert, to just stun the high damage and high threat enemy targets to allow my 2-handed weapon users to go to work. That's the idea. Sergeant Evo, he's going to be using 1-handed weapons all the time, so I'm going to go for fast adaptation. That was something else I learned from my offline campaign. Fast adaptation is so important. Also got to bear in mind he might not always be fat, so... Now, on some of my best fighters, we won't be taking fast adaptation. I don't think it's necessary, especially for the raiders, with their 2-handed weapons who will typically only swing once or twice a turn. But fast adaptation on my archers is also really good. Let's see, bond of friendship. Also, adrenaline. I found adrenaline to be hugely useful. The thing is, adrenaline turns the guy who has it into a bit of a glass cannon. Well, glass cannon's the wrong phrase. It's got more to do with exhaustion. I want to pick up these 2 pitchforks even right now, because that's going to allow me to hire backline guys. And I want to get up to 8 lads as quick as possible. Now, day tailors are a bit meh. See if we can't find some farmhands now. Where have we not been to? So we've been to Wolfenstein. Ivada we've been. Schweikhof. Should we hit the northern cities and get that done with? Yeah, we'll head up to Eidvigsborg. See if we can't hire some good starting guys. Oh, nice. Friendly relations as well. So let's start working on the visited every city achievement. So classes wise, I want to look out for farmhands would be ideal. Farmhands or brawlers. I would even be quite happy to pick up killers on the run or jugglers, because they tend not to be great frontline guys for their lack of fatigue. But if you get lucky and they have ranged offense points, they can become awesome crossbowmen. Because almost anything you hit in the head with a crossbow is just about guaranteed to die. So this is the dream, a wild man for only 150. I also really like butchers. They get plus melee accuracy and they get plus resolve. Oh, nice. And a brawler. So we don't have weapons and armor for most of these guys, but it's just so important to hire these particular classes early on. That sucks, but I think insecure can be removed. I like that melee skill. Range defense. Defense, and resolve. Nice big beefy boy, this. What to do with Gunther? I think a frontline sword raider, so he'll have around the high 70s of melee skill at level 11, but with the plus sword, plus to hit with the swords, it's 80 odd. He's going to be hugely beefed up on fatigue and hit points. Corey is going to be nice, actually. I think this might be our other mace specialist. Just because he's got nice points in melee skill, I mean, and a nice starting value. He'll have a shield, so we can invest heavily in fatigue for him. And we got our 2 mace specialists. Who's next? Fei Long. Along the mace specialist. Hanker, I don't quite know what to do with. I think we'll just make him another sword raider. This is David Ironheart. Ironheart, Gunther. Gunther needs to be renamed. Jungian. No, that's wrong. Actually, technically it would be Carl Jungian Jung. Another raider. But I need one of you nerds to be up front right now. Who is best? Actually, Ironheart, I think, has the best chance of surviving up front. I am loving these bludgeons up front. The way you reduce melee fatigue is really good. Love it. Okay, Fei Long, the mace specialist, will get up front eventually. I wonder if I shouldn't put him up front. He's got defense. So that's a good starting roster. Now we can start taking on missions that make us fight. My daily is 100. Provisions are getting a bit low. I don't think I would have otherwise hired all 3 of those guys, but finding those classes in the early game is too good to turn down. We could have got involved there, but that was just some thugs. Doesn't seem worth it. Need a battle standard. Soles of the feet are itchy. Hopefully, I'm looking for delivery missions. And let's see. Okay, good. This will be a nice, easy go to the place, fetch the thing. In fact, we can do that immediately. There and back a day. Need some provisions, I think. Out of interest, who's here to be hired? Militiamen are okay. Ooh, we gotta buy that on the way back. Padded leather for 120. I'm just repeating to myself over and over again. Remember how weak your brothers are. Don't be overconfident. Don't take fights that are too difficult or too scary. I want everybody on the front line at least to level 4 before we start fighting raiders. Right, Carl Jung, get in there, get the thing, and run away bravely. Another bonus I've found about doing this, where you just send one guy and run away. If you get lucky, and let's say, for example, it's the, oh look, there's a big fancy sword there, or a kopesh or whatever, and you can choose to take it. If you only send in one guy, you choose to take it, there's a chance you get both the scroll and the weapon, and you get away scot-free. But more likely, you're going to get attacked. But I mean, that's fine. If you have to hard retreat and take a wound, you're only getting one guy wounded, so not bad. Only one guy there took a morale hit from retreating. I suppose we actually have one more brother than I would have normally hired up to in the early game. I would normally get to 8 brothers and then I stop. And we are feeling the effect of the extra mouth to feed on our suppliers. Quickly, before the afternoon. Run, 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 run. And now the price has doubled. Drive off brigands. We'll take a look-see and see what it is. At the very least, let's get drunk. Improve morale. I mean, it should be just a bunch of thugs this early on. And 400 gold is a nice little injection of gold this early on. Some thugs and a few raiders. That is 1 or 2 raiders. And I've got level 1s up front. That's too much for us. Oh god, I hate to do that, but no. Again, it's doable, but I think we would have taken too many losses. Those, like, there are probably 2, maybe even 3 raiders, and we've got level 1s and 2s. They'll get hit once or twice by the raider. God forbid the raider's using a flail hits them in the head. Piss off. Our morale is plummeting because we are not feeding the lads. Oh god, we needed that. Free tools. Ugh. Fuck. I'll just fight these nerds because I need the money. No, we're outnumbered. Come on, come on. Give me something. Give me a follow the tracks, kill the people, bring back the thing mission. Those tend to be quick and comparatively easy. A caravan escort I don't like, but it's just to the nearby settlement. We've got some caravan hands helping us. We're gonna miss another payday. This is so bad. Oh my word. Let's take a look at the morale. The lads are pissed. I know, boys. I know you're all pissed off. Well, silver linings. I haven't yet gotten the achievement for having a brother desert you. Who's it going to be? It better not be my archer. That'll be the worst. Oh, fuck. I really don't want to fight, but we need money. Honestly, I feel like we're a bit desperate. We should just take this fight. Hopefully we can use the forest to obscure some of the lines of sight for the poachers. Nope, no such luck. But I hate poachers. I can hate them so much. These guys better charge at us. If they don't, this is... Oh! Oh, fuck, this is gonna hurt so much. This is not a fight I would normally have taken, but I think we're on... Money-wise, we're on full-on desperation mode. And now we're being forced to charge into a bunch of archers. A disaster for us. Oh. If I can just get through this with everyone alive, that'll be an achievement. Oh, every one of these arrows is so scary. So far they've all missed, so thank goodness for that. Oh, piss off, man! I've got my shield up. Do I close in? I think I close in. You see? So fast adaptation there really helped. I actually want to look at the numbers, because you can actually say to yourself, okay, fine, you missed the first one. So if you miss, get a stack of fast adaptation, and then the second one hits because it was within 8% of the previous roll, then that means you would have missed it if it wasn't for fast adaptation, and then it's unequivocally worth it in that scenario. So not the fight I wanted to take. And get him, Michael Stubbs. I want to get up in the face of these archers. Ow! Always a head hit. Why is it always a headshot? With ranged fighters, I mean, it almost always seems to be a headshot. And run at them. How slow our boys are. Owie. Ow! Pull him back. A couple more arrows and Lofric is dead. Lovis. Oh! David Ironheart gets hit in the head with that flail, he's dead. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Well, he's not hitting anybody when he gets his head caved in, so it's good. Get him, Clovis. None of these little fuckers are gonna get away. Catch that dude. Get him! Are you kidding me? Quick shot and hits. 28% chance and straight up killed him. Well, David Ironheart, unlucky, buddy. That is legit bad luck. I mean, it's less than 30% chance. And it hits him in the head. That's a 25% chance on top of a 35% chance. Clovis, seriously, dude. Just hit him. He's running away. He's got less defense. It's not hard. What's your melee skill? Only 56. Hooray! Finally, Clovis lands a hit. Get him. Oh, one square away. Good. Ewo's got him. Rip. David Einhart. Rip. First fatality. Very disappointing. Most specialist. God, that is horrendous fatigue. I mean, resolve. Who am I going to put on the front line now? I need someone who's level 2. Jungian, I think, is our best bet. Fei Long, I think Fei Long. So, ugh. Horrendous, that's terrible. So it was a shield breaker. I hate to say it, Polisko, but I can see us replacing you. That is just horrendous. Absolutely horrendous. I'm going to start doing this just to encourage enemies to come to this middle spot here. Then they get, you know, triple surrounded. Do I want him using a bow? I think so. Feels bad, man. 1 battle, day 5, 0 kills. This is why you never fight enemy ranged fighters during the day. We have to offload some gear, I hate to say it. In fact, I really want to hang on to these wooden flails. The wooden flails are going to help us fight skeletons, get past their shields. We are in a little phase of the game now which is super hard. Mainly because we've taken this ambition to try to visit every town and city. Really, I suppose you should just be grinding nearby villages, doing whatever missions you want to, but I want this renown and I want this attitude improvement from doing this ambition, and it's a comparatively easy one. We have been a little bit unlucky. A lot of times when I do this ambition, what I'm hoping for is delivery missions. Oh, damn. We are legit looking at having someone desert us. They're going to miss another payday. Hold on, lads. Just hold on. 300 gold. This is huge for us. Well, let's go get in there. Grab the thing. I mean, it's only 4 auxiliaries. With the flails we had, arguably I really should have fought this. But again, early on, these little bastards have fearsome, so morale shatters so quickly against these things. And of course, I like to keep these ruins up because then these missions keep on popping, and it's free, easy money. Low risk, decent reward. Quickly, quickly! Damn it! Right, boys. Stop being... I know you're getting crossed because you keep missing payday. You were literally like half an hour away from getting paid. Going to Wolfenstein. What does it pay? There's an escort to Wolfenstein. No, escorts are too dangerous, and I don't want to go north. I want to go south. I truly don't want to sell these weapons yet. How many more cities? Quite a few more. 7 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Clovis, Mace Sp, capital P, comes to you with a report of your food stocks. We move on. The Dawnbringers are good guys. We do not raid innocent villages, especially not against the largest house on the map. I actually really hope that the first late game crisis we get is the civil war, because that's going to allow us to become openly hostile to one of the houses. And then if an event like that triggers in their territory, then you can say, yeah, fine, fuck them. And of course, during wartime, you can just hit their supply caravans, which is good for money and great for gear. I do think that the civil war is arguably one of the harder, but unarguably the best late game crisis to get. Honestly, this is a risk, but I'm going to take it because we're like less than a week in. I've got 8 brothers. Morale kind of sucks. Am I not better off using these flails, I wonder? Hit some enemies in the head. If there's any raiders in there, I think we'll just turn it down. But if there's a chance it could just be thugs. Few raiders, so like 1 or 2 thugs. A level 2, a level 1, a level 2. Again, the smart money says don't do it, but the more and more desperate our money situation gets, the more and more I think we have to take this on. What I have to hope for is that these raiders aren't wearing helmets and I can just flail them down. Okay, one of them isn't wearing helmets, so that's good. Right, move the formation down to the south to allow Lofric to get that high ground. That dude is scary. And as always in these engagements, just keep shields up against the raiders and then murder all the thugs and hope all the thugs dying makes the raiders morale shatter. That is the best way it can go for you, these kind of fights. Iwo is in a horrible situation here, though. He's gonna have to block a lot of hits. Spear guy needs to go down quick. He's hardly ever gonna miss. Ewo, be brave. Fuck! I think I need to go for the head swing. Kill, boys, quickly. Quick as you can. Kill, kill, kill. Yes, come on, this morale's got to shatter. Damn it! That's bad. The fact that he's breaking, he's 20% easier to hit. So bad. Now Polisko, I think, has to move up and shield here, just so that... I mean, Clovis has to do that so that Polisko doesn't get in melee contact with that raider. I don't see Ewo surviving this. Oh god, this is so bad for him. Oh, I needed that Lofric. I hate to damage his armor, but I have to hope that, just straight up hope that any of those swings that I take will hit his head. Oh god, that mace is terrifying. Ewo, you're almost out of the woods here, buddy. One more round, survive. Oh no! Oh! I really want that armor and that weapon. Fuck! Okay, so I think that was a strike down rather than a kill. Killed Ewo. Fuck's sake. That's one of our companions. I didn't want to take this fight, but I felt like I had to. Fucking hell, and that's the result. Damn it! And now he's confident. Now everyone's gonna die. A confident raider with full armor. Disaster for us. I really shouldn't have put Lofric into melee range. Come on, please stun him, Polisko. Oh! Multiple fatalities incoming. Just hope here that we can get Phalon out of this alive. Doesn't seem likely though. On! Fuck's sake. Oh! Rip. I'll push him away. Oh. Get him, boys. Finally, Polisko gets the clutch. Clutch stun. Still, having lost our sergeant really sucks. Fatalities are piling up. Rip Ewo. Game is hard. Might as well join us. So Newt, the Caravan vagabond, is bloody terrible, but we need whoever we can get. Get the lack of helmets. It's fucking devastating. Finally getting some levels though. Very big for us. Oof. Okay, fast adaptation, that helps a lot. Does he need Colossus? I think he does. Does he need gifted? Not with 2 stars in melee skill. Stubbs, the raider. I need recover anyway. We'll take recover this turn and then student on the next turn. I mean level up. Frick, hitting these +4s. Please keep hitting those +4s, buddy. Be so happy if you can do that. I think 45 is about where I'll leave his resolve. Silver and the shield breaker. I'm tempted to go adrenaline at this level, but no, his stats are so awful. I think it's right to take gifted at this level for him. And give him a nice fatigue boost. Even at level 3, with gifted, he's only got 55. That is absolutely horrendous. So we will be looking to replace looking to replace him, I should say, at a certain point. Rup Ewo, clubbed to death by a raider. Desperate times. But hey, that has comparatively stabilized us. Didn't die for nothing, at least. Let's see here. We're gonna need tools. That's too expensive. Too expensive. Too expensive. We're on a hiring freeze. We're not going to be hiring anyone, even if they are a brawler. Game is hard. Man, what a rough start. Two deaths in the first 13 days. Not good. Not good. I can't afford to treat all this stuff. I think I'm going to have to buy, medical supplies. 250 is more than I want to pay. I'm still pretty desperate for supplies. Let's sell some non-essential stuff. Okay, honestly that's pretty big. Those nets are quite big for us. That's going to help. No tools at all, hey? Damn, and we're going to be out of ammo soon. What's this? Escort to Eidviksborg. That would be suicide, I think. And a delivery to Altenhof. 660 is nice, but that's entirely the opposite direction I want to go to. That's all the way back in the north. No, and also I need to finish this. When we could jump, how much is it going to cost for us to get there? The name of the place. Have the money for this though. Otterndorf. If it's less than a day's salary, then it's worth it. Escort to Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein is quite far away, actually. Yeah, 310 gold for all of that. You must be crazy. That's terrible. We're almost done with this, at least. Seefeld. Kopenhagen. And Schweikhoff. Seefeld is a day's wages. That's honestly what we would have paid. It would have taken us that long. Oh my word. Oh, this could be gigantic for us. 1,000 gold to just go there. You think I can't reach it from here? It. You have to take a ship to Kopenhagen. Ugh, this is all this money going down the toilet. Okay, we're at least almost done with this, so we can finish this ambition and then we go straight for the 2,000 gold to get a banner. Or we press on to 12 brothers. I think the higher 4 more guys is probably easier. And I'm fairly certain that if you go for the battle standard, you might not be able to go back and get that other ambition. I want to get as many ambitions done as possible to get my reputation up. I do know that once you start working for the noble houses, there's certain ambitions you can't go back and do. Like if you haven't done this visit every city ambition, and you then do the work for the noble houses, you then can't take the visit every city ambition. Anyways, we can't be too down on ourselves with the early game going so badly because so much of it just comes down to dumb luck with what missions you get. I mean, at the extreme, if you get like 3 skull, go to the place, fetch the thing missions, you can make 1,000 gold per mission without even having to fight. Or if you get 3 skull deliveries that make you cross the entire map, that's like, you know, upwards of 2,000 or 3,000 gold sometimes. For comparatively low risk. $1,100 gold though, that's massive for us. I hate the fact that these are all on little islands and we have to use the ships to get around. It's going to get very expensive for us later on when the group gets bigger. I think like the amount of brothers you have and the level they are determines how much you have to pay to book passage. Are you kidding me? I can't even afford to book passage there now. So we need to get to Seefeld, which costs how much? 90. So I need 127. Do we even have that? It's Seefeld. Pay me the money! Good lord, we needed that. We needed that so much. Now we need supplies. Cheap. 68 gold is nice and cheap for fish. Let's fill up on some fish. 280 is too much. But we are desperate for supplies, so... Good lord, that has helped us so much. 145 for arrows is a bit much. I might just start hiring beggars and whatnot, just in the expectation of the fact that I want to get up to 12 brothers, and then we'll fire these guys we hired. These shitty guys. $170. Well, I mean, a monk is worth hiring because I have to hope to get someone as a standard bearer or a sergeant with high resolve. And I think he'll do nicely. Dexterous. This is going to be a frontline sergeant. Awesome. I gotta stop spending so much, damn it! Jungian. Padden Fane wants to be a dagger master. Finn wants to be a bearer, so this will be Tilly glitch. Although actually, Padden Fane, I'm gonna make you this sergeant because we're not actually gonna be having any dagger specialists this game. Wendell we will fire in a moment. I don't actually have anything for Padden Fane to do in terms of weapon wise. I suppose he can take shots. Right, we need money. We need it now. It is nice that, hang on, we need to hire 2 more guys, and there's 2 cheap flagellants here. But I want to wait for that ambition to proc before I hire the other 2. I think if you get up to 11, then that ambition won't proc. Delivery to Schachtheim. We'll see how far that is. I think that's the other end of the map, not worth it. Fuck that. I want to fight. I want to go, yes. Brigands. Drive off brigands. I accept. Let's improve morale. Cheers, boys. It's a 1 skull. It's a swamp fight, which is going to suck. But I've got 1.5 archers. Just hope that they don't have poachers and we'll fight them during the day. Oh, I hate fighting in swamps. For exactly this reason. This is a horrible setup for us. I suppose we just wait and have all of them come slog into the mud here. Technically, my level 2s and 3s with fast adaptation would be at an advantage. I think Lofric is my most important. I want to put him on that muddy earth. I need Lofric to kill that poacher. Okay, so shield bearers on this line, pikes on that line. So he doesn't get to attack this turn, but hopefully now I can kill that poacher with my archer. Did I take fast adaptation on Lofric? I hope so. Damn. Really should have taken fast adaptation there. Oh, piss off! Die! Well, they're easier to hit in the swamp. Come at me with your twig on a stick, little dick. One low frick, you're better than that. Nice, good job, Feilong. 28%. I wouldn't mind getting my hands on that armor. 70 body armor, which is better than a lot of the stuff we've got on the front line so far. Yes, Paul, let's go. Newt getting a bit low there. Yeah, that's actually pretty nice. It sucks that it hit his head, but my worry was this thug would go there and finish off Newt. Play long, just mustn't take any more headshots. I'm also going to need to use bandages on that Grey's neck. Oh, fuck off, thug! Ah! 236s that both hit. Lucky motherfucker. Excuse my cursing, friends, but that really gets on my nerves. God damn it. Pray for brain damage, especially on a sergeant. It's just a nightmare fighting in a swamp, isn't it? Absolute nightmare. Now Nut's in trouble. Anytime, Pat and Fane. He's terrible with that bow. Well done, Clovis. Yes. Run them down. No one survives. I think that's like 6 or 7 shots in a row Pat and Fane's missed. Clearly he's not meant to be using a bow. Although Lofric, our quote-unquote specialist archer, hasn't done much better. Get him, boys. Unfortunately, though, that was a spear that knocked him down, so it's super unlikely that he's going to get brain damage. Okay, missing eye. That's fine. Thank goodness. Nice. Oh, damn, I should have said no. Now we're up to 11. So it's unlikely that we get that next ambition now. Fei Long is hooked up. Esbjorn, the tiny refugee with dreadful stats. Good God, Paul, let's go. 48 at level 3. Well, what we'll do is we'll replace you with someone else and then rename that person Polisko to second. But good God, that is appalling. I mean, well done for trying and everything, but you suck, dude. Good Lord. Yep. Fei Long has certainly earned some time off. Pop into... No, we'll go to Shrekov next after we've handed in this mission. I'm gonna have to let these wounds just heal naturally. I don't have the money to pay for them to get fixed up. God, I really wish I hadn't taken expert economic difficulty, because I mean the game is hard enough with respect to finding tools for prices that aren't completely extortionate. That's only going to be worse now on expert economic. Ah well. Alright, ambition achieved. Come give me a delivery, please. Obtain fruit. Yep, fine. Okay, so we've achieved this ambition, or we will shortly. Run all the fucking way around. Okay, so that's the first 15 days. I think that's a good enough place to end the first episode. Sadly, 2 fatalities and a nasty wound. But good lord, this has been a hard first 2 weeks. Still, so keep persevering. Thank you all for watching, and yeah, see you guys next time.